live from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. DET Sports Media Productions proud to present you NVL Boys Basketball. Hello, everybody. Chris Arns alongside Tony on the camera. We've got a good one for you today. Oxford Wolverines versus the Wilby Wildcats. Oxford 2-9, Wilby 4-5. Both these teams coming off of losses. The previous game for Wilby, the home team, as you can see on the right side, they are in their green warm-ups. Oxford in their light gray warm-ups on the left side. Wilby lost to Crosby 89-69, but don't let the score fool you. I will get back to that in just a moment. Oxford, they lost to Seymour 69-60, a close game. Had an opportunity to talk with Matt D'Amico not too long ago before the warm-ups between both these teams, I should say. And he told me that they're light as far as the starters. They only have 5-6 deep. Once you get past the 5, there's only 1, maybe 2 that he can really rely on. It's a young team with Oxford. They're going through a tough kind of rebuilding period right now, but they're fighting, they're competing. And while I'm speaking of competing, Wilby, they were down by 29 points in halftime against Crosby, and it was looking like it was going to be a complete shellacking from the Crosby Bulldogs on Wednesday. But I have to admit, I was doing that game on the radio for 1320 AM WATR, and I have to tell you, Wilby competed in that third quarter. They scored 29. If Crosby doesn't score 14, we're talking about a completely different game. And you never know, possibly, maybe Wilby's able to pull off the miraculous comeback and be able to beat the Crosby Bulldogs. But it didn't turn out that way. They ran out of gas in that fourth quarter. But if they keep that pressure, and the one thing that Alan Piccolo in his 17th season with the Wilby Wildcats told me, it was consistency. They lack it from quarter to quarter. If they can put what they did in that third quarter against Crosby and do that for 4 quarters, it's a completely different game. As you can hear right now, the PA announcer going over the CIAC rules for both the fans, players, and coaches. As you see, Wilby on the left and Oxford on the right. And now one starter specifically for Oxford was not given to me before the pregame because Matt D'Amico was not sure if number 23, Tanner Sirocco, would play. But we'll see who the starting 5 will be on that 5th player. First starter, the senior, Caden Mitchell. Matt Michaud. Pat Mucciarino. Hunter Keller, number 33. And number 14, Dylan Salgado. That's the starting 5 for Oxford. Michaud, Keller, Salgado, Mitchell, and Mucciarino. And the starters for the Wilby Wildcats. As the PA announcer is going over the head coach and staff for the Oxford Wolverines. And now here are the starters for the Wilby Wildcats. Number 22, Raekwon James, senior. Senior, number 2, Calvin Hicks. Number 23, Jonathan Mateus, senior. Junior, number 35, Justin Parker. And junior, number 11, Jeremiah Tripp. A player that, against Crosby, put up 32 points, had 5 threes in that game. This is the second game for the Wildcats in their last 6 days. Alan Piccolo said that they looked fantastic in practice yesterday. Let's see if they can translate that into this game against Oxford. Now we'll pause and rise for the national anthem. And we'll have tip-off next right here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. And it looks like a little bit of a malfunction going on with the national anthem, but we'll start off anyway with both Oxford and Wilby. Once again, the starters for Oxford: Michaud, Keller, Salgado, Mitchell, and Mucciarino. Wilby will have Hicks, Tripp, James, Mateus, and Parker. Oxford 2-9, Wilby 4-5. Wilby will be in their home white with green trim on the sides, and Oxford will be in their away dark blue with light blue and gray on the sides. Oxford coached by Matt D'Amico in its 6th season with the Wolverines. And Wilby, Alan Piccolo, 17 seasons, a record of 156 and 147. In the middle, looks like for the Oxford Wolverines, it is Pat Mucciarino and also Justin Parker as they give a little bit of a dap with the right hand. And Caden Mitchell, the last to get on between both these teams as he sets up on the left side. Whistle has been blown. You can hear the cheerleaders for Wilby, and we are underway. It starts off with the Wildcats with the ball. Calvin Hicks on the left side, swings it back out to Jeremiah Tripp. Tripp has Raekwon James. Raekwon James, the senior, finds the junior and Tripp. Left side back to Justin Parker. Justin Parker waits. Raekwon James, top of the key, back to Hicks inside the three-point line. Fakes out to Mateus, 3 by Tripp. It's good. And a good start for Wilby. Tripp had 5 threes against the Crosby Bulldogs on Wednesday. He starts off the game with a 3. 7:30 remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 Wilby over Oxford. And Calvin Hicks is able to get a steal. First turnover by Oxford, and he makes them pay. He matches his number on the back of his jersey, 2 points. He had 11 against Crosby. Tripp and Hicks, the leading scorers for Wilby in that game. Attempted steal by Parker, no good. Oxford trying to swing it around. They turn over again, second consecutive turnover, and it'll be Hicks who will finish at the cup. And that's going to force a quick timeout by Matt D'Amico. And that's not a good start for this Oxford Wolverines squad. We'll be on a 7-0 run with 7:05 remaining here in the first quarter. That's exactly what Alan Piccolo wanted to see. And I was actually able to hear a little bit of Matt D'Amico telling his Wolverine squad to kind of wake up just a little bit. They came out a little bit sluggish. Inbounding is Salgado, has Michaud. Michaud to Caden Mitchell, the former quarterback of the Oxford Wolverines, a starter for quite a few years. Has Keller. Keller trying to get the pass inside the paint. They'll say last touched by Oxford. They already have 2 turnovers in the game, and we're less than a minute plus in this first quarter, 6:52 to be exact. Oxford going right to left, Wilby left to right. Oxford in their away dark blue, you could almost say black, with blue trim on the sides. Caden Mitchell almost lost the handle. Regaining it, however, was Keller. Keller back to Mitchell. We'll have a 3 by Oxford. It's short, and Tripp on the rebound. Missed shot by Salgado. And quickly Tripp bringing it over for Wilby. Back to Mateus. Mateus to Parker inside the 3. Has Tripp with already 3 points in the game. Calvin Hicks, no look pass to Tripp. Tripp on the right side wearing number 11, the junior. Raekwon James near the top of the arc. Has Hicks. Hicks on the left side. Now working inside. No look pass to Tripp. Can you do it again from the 3? No, he can't, but Mateus able to get the rebound. Mateus to Raekwon James. James decided to go inside the 3-point line, then back out. Almost had a turnover, did Wilby. Raekwon James able to retain it. Hicks, 3 from the right corner. It's good! Wilby 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. A 10-0 run for Wilby over Oxford. 5:40 remaining in this first quarter. Caden Mitchell, we're number 0 on the left side. Now working to the top of the key. Has on the right, Salgado. Oxford still looking for their first points, and we'll have a foul, and that's going to be on Calvin Hicks. His first, team's first. Inbounding will be Caden Mitchell. Chris Arnold alongside Tony on the camera for this DET Sports Media Production NVL basketball between Wilby and Oxford. Caden Mitchell inbounding. Closest by is Keller. Has Salgado on the right corner, number 14. looking for an open man and finds it. That's Pat Mucciarino with the 2, and Oxford's on the board. That breaks a 10-0 run by the Wilby Wildcats. However, Wilby does lead by 8. Mateus inside the paint. Tripp able to somehow keep it up before it goes out of bounds. Back to Hicks. Hicks dribbling between the legs. Goes to the left, now the right, working by. Give and go to Mateus. Mateus has it blocked. Nice block by Mucciarino. And trying to get the pass to Keller. And they taketh and then giveth away. Third turnover by the Oxford Wolverines. Inbounding is Tripp. Back to Raekwon James. Has Hicks on the right side. Mateus in the paint. Also Justin Parker now on the right low post. Mateus dribbling through. Almost lost the handle. Regains. Parker. Left hand off the window. It's good. Justin Parker has his first 2 points. Under 5 to play in this first quarter. 12-2. 10-point lead for the Wilby Wildcats. Bring up the court is Michaud. Matt Michaud gives it over underneath. Caden Mitchell misses it. Mitchell wants the foul, didn't get it. Tripp, nice Euro step, throws it high. Low percentage shot, 1 bounce pass. Will look to be right to the hands of Michaud. Oxford working around, passes clean, and the finish again. Pat Mucciarino with all the points for the Oxford Wolverines. 12-4. Back to now only an 8-point lead for the Wildcats. Mateus to Tripp. Dribbles it once, works on the right side, tries to make the pass on the left corner to Hicks. And it looked to have been that Keller almost intercepted the pass. Last touched by Oxford. It stays with Wilby. Inbounding is Tripp. Has Mateus, Parker, Raekwon James, and Hicks. Tripp wearing number 11 already has 3 points in the game. Hicks leads the team with 7. And then Parker with 2. Hicks, as I said, with 7, finds an open Tripp. It's for 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Caden Mitchell. Second 3 missed by Jeremiah Tripp. Caden Mitchell, give and go to Salgado, number 14. Caden Mitchell, number 0. Back to Mucciarino. They've gone to the well, and it's worked every time. He has all the points for the Oxford Wolverines. And now it's only a 6-point lead for Wilby. Oxford slowly chipping away. Have to find an answer for Pat Mucciarino, number 4. Tripp to Mateus. 3, left corner, no good. And Keller, give and go to Michaud. Michaud, nice Euro step, has it blocked. And now Jeremiah Tripp slowly bringing it up. And the turnover by Wilby, their first. Caden Mitchell wearing number 0. Has Mucciarino with all the points for Oxford with 6. We're number 4. Has Hunter Keller. Hunter Keller on the left low post. And we'll have a foul on Justin Parker. That's his first, team second. Inbounding is Caden Mitchell. Mitchell claps once on the ball. So far, no substitutions on either side. The starters have played the entire first quarter thus far. Trying to make the pass. Will look to have been to Mucciarino as the 4th turnover by Oxford. Calvin Hicks wants to go coast to coast, and he's fouled. Salgado's first, team's first. And Hicks will be at the free throw line for 2 shots. Wilby was perfect from the free throw line against Crosby. They only shot 7 free throws. We'll see if they can continue that against Oxford. Calvin Hicks bends and goes. Good. That makes now 8 points for Hicks. Can he make it 9? The senior wearing number 2 for Wilby. Shot goes up, and it's no good. 1 of 2 was Hicks. And that ends what was a perfect streak between Crosby and now Oxford. It ends with 8 consecutive free throws made. Salgado right corner, 13-6, will be ahead of Oxford. And it looks like we'll have a reach-in foul. Again, that's going to be on Hicks. Have to be careful. That's his second, team's third. And that's going to force a substitution. Hicks will be out. In will be number 21, the sophomore Giovanni Cruz. And that's pretty big for Wilby because Hicks has 8 of the 13 points for the Wilby Wildcats. So now he takes a seat. Mucciarino again, off the glass, it's good. 8 points, all by Oxford, courtesy of Mucciarino. Cruz to Raekwon James. 3:10 remaining in the first quarter. 13-8. Wilby still ahead of Oxford, but Oxford slowly chipping away. Cruz, 3 right side, bang! Cruz coming off the bench, trying to maybe help a little bit with Hicks sitting down. And now Wilby 16, Oxford 8. Wilby in a 3-1-1. Finds an open Keller, fadeaway shot, it's an air ball. Rebounded by Tripp. Raekwon James to Cruz, left corner, no good. But Raekwon James had the ball taken away from Keller. He's trying to go coast and he's fouled. Cruz went back to the well again, it was missed. And then Raekwon James had the ball stripped away. And then Keller almost went coast to coast to foul on Mateus, his first, team's 4th. And now at the free throw line will be Keller for 2 free throws. As he looks like he's trying to gather himself just a tad. It was a hard foul by Mateus, the senior. First free throw by Oxford is good. We have Deshaun Wilson in for Mateus. Wilson also a senior. So a senior for senior substitution for the Wildcats. Wilson wearing number 13. Keller bends, shot goes up, and it's good. Keller, first 2 points coming from the free throw line. And Oxford is now 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. The lead is 6 for Wilby over Oxford. Under 2:30 to play in this first quarter. Chris Arnes alongside Tony on the camera. Raekwon James at the top of the arc. Has Tripp on the right side. Raekwon James makes a move, throws it uncontested, rather contested, and then he is fouled. And Matt D'Amico is both hands out asking how and why. Foul was on what looks like they're going to give that. Did not see the foul. Looks like they gave it to 2, but there's not a 2 here. I thought I saw a 5. First free throw is good. Foul was on Brose, his first, team 2nd of Oxford. Second free throw, no good by Raekwon James. 2 of 2 is Wilby from the free throw line. Caden Mitchell, pass 3/4 of the court, wearing number 0. Wilby in a 2-1-2. Finds the open man in Mashad, throws it up and good. First points for Matt Mashad were number 3. 17-12, Wilby, and what a nice block by Mucciarino. And on the block, Oxford trying to cut down the deficit. They're only down by 5. Last touch by Wilby will stay with Oxford. And Urena will be into the game. Also have for Oxford, John Gurek, number 32. He is in. Mitchell, left side, 1:40 remaining in this first quarter. Down by 5 is Oxford. Oxford going right to left. Mitchell to Mucciarino. Mucciarino throws it up, and no, they're going to say it does not count. It looks like an offensive foul on Mucciarino. And, I'm sure Alan Piccolo was just catching his breath, because if that goes in, they're only down by 5. He makes that, it's only 3. If he makes the free throw, it's only 2. But instead, it stays a 5-point lead for Wilby. 1:33 remaining in this first quarter. Urena to Mateus back in. Tripp able to just get it before Oxford could go after it. Urena to Mateus. Mateus from the left elbow. It's a high one, and it's no good. Rebounded by Oxford. Mateus still scoreless in this first quarter. We'll be in a 2-2-1 defense. Gurek to Mashad. Mashad. And it looks like they'll get a reach-in foul on Wilson. So now that's his first, team's 5th. 5 team fouls for Wilby, only 3 for Oxford, and we have 2 substitutions into the game. It looks like Salgado and Keller are both back into the game. Inbounding is Mitchell. Mitchell to Mucciarino, now Keller on the left wing. Keller dribbling with the right hand, tosses it, or rather a handoff to Caden Mitchell. Mitchell dribbles once, twice, back three, swish! What a nice shot created by Caden Mitchell, his first points in the game. It's now only a 2-point lead for Wilby. They were up as high as 10 in this first quarter. Wide open three by Cruz, and he answers back. 6 points for the sophomore, both from the three-point line. He's 2 of 3 from the three. It's now 20-15. Wilby ahead of Oxford. Caden Mitchell, step back two, no good. Ball in the air, picked up by Mateus. 5-point lead for Wilby, down to 24 seconds in this first half. And we'll have a shot made. Give the three to Jose, or rather Andres Urena, his first points in the game. Down to 10 seconds. Caden Mitchell, still dribbling, working on Urena. Looked to have been maybe a toss, a pass. They don't know how much time is left, and Keller just throws it up. Miscommunication by Oxford, and it cost them a chance to be able to cut the deficit. We're through one, 23-15. Wilby ahead of Oxford. We'll be back in just a moment with second quarter action. Second quarter set to begin here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Chris Ars alongside Tony on the camera. Oxford will start off in the second quarter because Wilby won the toss, rather the tip, to begin the game. Bringing up is Caden Mitchell. Mitchell did have 3 points, 1 of 3 from the field goal. Keller has pressure by Cruz. Now back to Mucharino. Mucharino bumps Mateus, and it'll be an offensive foul. And Matt D'Amico can't believe it. And that's the second foul on Mucharino, team's fourth. And I wonder if Matt D'Amico just got himself a tech. No, he does not get a tech. He is lucky. I'm surprised. Matt D'Amico was giving one of the Zebras the business. But I think he understands maybe he might have missed the call. Either way, Wilby has a chance. Raekwon James pushing through. Last touched by Wilby. And Raekwon James, I wonder maybe that's almost like a give back. Like, you know what, I missed it, so I'm going to give it to you back. Has all the signs of it. Oxford, however, neither team scores through the first about 30 seconds in this second quarter. Gurick, number 32, Raekwon James almost took it away. Gurick trying to make the pass to Keller. Keller loses it. Ball is loose. Oxford's the last, and rather first one to touch it, and because of that, it's a backcourt violation. So Wilby will have the ball here as they go left to right. Scoring totals through the first quarter, 2 from Mashad, 2 from Keller, 3 from Mitchell, 8 from Mucharino. Wilby, their leading scorer Hicks, who's not playing currently right now with 2 personal fouls. Also had 3 from Tripp, 2 from Parker. As we have another turnover by Wilby, their third. 3 from Urena and 6 from Cruz. And from the free throw line, we had Wilby 2 of 4, Oxford 2 of 2. Wilby had a 10-0 run, rather, as well by foul on Raekwon James. His first. Team sixth. But as I said, Wilby had a 10-0 run at one point with about less than 7 minutes in that first quarter. But then Oxford started to chip away just a tad. Caden Mitchell wearing number 0. Mucharino, nice pass to Salgado and count it. Right low post, Salgado with the finish. Good heads-up play by Pat Mucciarino to pick up his head, turn, and find the open Salgado. And the foul, because it's on Raekwon James, he's going to be taking a seat, team's 7th. Parker back in and Jeremiah Tripp. First free throw, and one free throw is good. Oxford stays perfect, 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. Tripp in the left corner, Keller jumping in front to affect his vision. As Tripp tries to move to the right wing, makes the pass to Cruz, but last touch by Oxford. So Wilby has right now in Cruz. And we'll say a timeout has been called by the Wilby Wildcats here, as it looks like Alan Piccolo wants to kind of get his team back. Again, coming off a little sluggish at the end of that first quarter. And we'll see if any substitutions are made right now, but it seems like both these teams really not playing to their best potential right now in Oxford and Wilby. I've seen Wilby, again, as I said in the pregame, the consistency of Wilby, that's the question. We saw it against Crosby, where in the third quarter they scored 29 points. They scored 23 in the first quarter. But it's the turnovers. It's, they already have 17 fouls, and they have a couple players with 2 personal fouls, 2 of them starters, Hicks and James. You can't have starters with already 2 personal fouls this early in the game. And then for Oxford, I mean, it's just a question of just keep giving the ball to Pat Mucciarino. He has 8 of your 18 points. And I'm not good at math, but that's close to 50% of your points coming from that one player. Up until Salgado was able to get the 2, make it 3 points on the N1. Oxford is the first team to step on the court. We have Caden Mitchell, Mucciarino, Mashad, Keller, and Salgado, the same starting 5 as it was to begin the game here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Will be the last one to break. It'll be Tripp, Urena, Mateus, Cruz, and Parker. Will be right now tied for 8th in the final spot if the NVL playoffs were to start today. The NVL tournament, I should say. They were tied with St. Paul and Career, each with a 4-5 record. Inbounding is Tripp, made a long pass over to Urena. Good thing he played football. He was a wide receiver for the Wildcats. Able to somehow retain it. Shows his heights, goes up, and he's fouled. Looks like he got poked in the right eye. And we'll see who the foul is on. It's on Matt Mashad. That's his first, team's 5th. Now the team foul is starting to rack up just a tad for Oxford. First free throw is no good by Urena. 2 of 5 is Wilby. Urena dribbles 3, make it 4, bends the knee, shot goes up, and it's no good. Again, Urena 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Ball is loose, and we'll have a jump ball called. Mateus and Mashad both fighting over it, and the possession arrow will stay with Wilby. So the 2 missed free throws don't hurt Wilby as of right now. They are 2 of 6 from the charity stripe. Jeremiah Tripp inbounding. Tripp looks, finds an open Parker, and he can't finish. So Oxford still in this game. Wilby not being able to find a way to put their foot on their throat. As a kickball by Wilby. When they were on a 10-0 run, they had a chance to really put this game away early and kind of crush the spirit of Oxford in some way, and they haven't. And Oxford's been fighting through this game. As Hicks is back in, have to be careful, 2 personal fouls. Inbounding is Mitchell. Tanner Sirocco, newly into the game. Mitchell left side, back to Salgado. Now Mucciarino. Mucciarino to Sirocco. Sirocco working in the right low post and can't finish. Hicks tries to keep it alive. They'll say last touch by Wilby, and somehow Mashad's able to keep it alive in the left low post. Back to Mucciarino, and somehow Mucciarino's able to finish. And they'll call the foul on Wilby. I don't know how that was made, but man, kind of just threw that ball up and said, hey, please go in. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And the foul's on Parker. Now that's his 2nd. And 1. No good. Mateus is able to get the defensive rebound. 3 by Cruz. Rims in and out. Tripp on the rebound. Tripp back to Hicks. Tripp working, still dribbling. 5:35 remaining in this first half. Hicks to Mateus from the free throw line, a little bit too hard. But Hicks is able to kick it back out to Cruz on the left hand, and it's good! What a heads-up play by the senior. Knew that he just had enough time to just hit it back to Cruz with his left hand. Mitchell for three from the left wing. Can't finish. Sirocco going up and is fouled. And he'll be at the free throw line for 2 shots. But a heads-up play by Calvin Hicks. Knew that if he was able to kind of palm that ball, that Oxford would have seen Cruz in the left corner, so he just hit it with his left hand. And as I'm saying that, Hicks is talking with the young Giovanni Cruz. First free throw by Sirocco is no good. So both teams struggling in this second quarter with free throws. As Sirocco is still looking for his first points. Second free throw, first was missed, second is good. Inbounding is Parker. Tripp slowly bringing it up. Tripp only has 3 points in the game. Tripp, wearing number 11, has his fellow teammate Hicks. Now Cruz. Cruz for three. Mucciarino trying to contest, and it looks like it might have worked. Cruz has yet to attempt a 2, all 3s in the game. He has 9 total. Mashad to Caden Mitchell at the top of the arc. 4:50 remaining in this first half. 26-21. A 5-point lead for Wilby. And Parker somehow able to kick it, or rather hit it out, but right to the hands of Caden Mitchell. And it looks like that forces a timeout. Did not see by who, and that was by Oxford. So it'll be a 30-second timeout with 4:41 remaining in this first half. Only a 3-point lead for Wilby. Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. Chris Saunders and Tony, the cameraman, right here to bring you the NVL boys basketball between Oxford and Wilby. Mateus, Hicks, Tripp, Parker, and Cruz for the Wilby Wildcats. And it is Salgado, Mitchell, Sirocco, Mashad, and Mucciarino. Tripp in the right wing, has Cruz behind. Looks like it might have been a little bit too much by Tripp. And that's a turnover for the Wilby Wildcats. Slowly but surely, Wilby kind of turning over the ball as Oxford was in the first quarter, except the roles have been reversed. Oxford has been playing much better in the second quarter. They're only down by 3. They were down 10-0 to begin this first quarter, way back when it was 7:05. Mashad finds the lane, throws it up, no good. Tripp able to get the rebound, and then Tripp is fouled as he's attempting the pass. So that's going to be the 6th team foul. And the foul on Mashad, that's his second. Now it's only 6. Now it should not be a 1-and-1. It's only 6 fouls. So they have to take it from all the way behind their side. You need 7 for a 1-and-1. They only have 6, does Oxford. Tripp inbounding to Hicks. Hicks wearing number 2. Has 8 points. Has yet to score in the second quarter. Looking to make a pass. Able to keep it alive is Caden Mitchell of Oxford. Salgado, left low post. Contested, doesn't matter. It's good. The lead is now only 1 for Wilby. And Oxford has fought all the way back. Hicks, top of the key to Cruz. Cruz makes a move past Mucciarino. One too many passes again. But somehow Wilby able to get the ball back. Parker goes up. And a foul has been called. Wilby, one too many passes. And the foul's on Mitchell. That's his first. Team 7th. Parker will be at the line for 2 shots. Parker dribbles, shoots with the left hand. It's up and good. That's a big free throw. That's the first one made by Wilby in this second quarter. Parker dribbles again, same routine, bends the knees ever so slightly. Shot goes up and good again. Big time free throws from the junior, Justin Parker. And it's back up to a 3-point lead for Wilby over Oxford. Caden Mitchell with a nice cut, finds an open player in Sirocco. Sirocco has a hit away. And Tripp picking his head up, finds the sophomore Cruz off the window, it's Cruz. First two made by Cruz, heads up play by the junior Tripp. Keller gets by the sophomore Cruz. Keller, long horizontal pass to Mitchell. Now to Sirocco for three, right corner, and he answers back with a three. Sirocco's first three made, he has 4 in the game. And now it's only a 2-point lead for Wilby. 3:05 remaining in this first half. Tripp from the right wing, floats it over to Hicks. Hicks looks like had it deflected away, but right to Cruz for three, it's no good. And Mucciarino will have the ball. Cruz, basically the designated 3 shooter, as his only point that was not a 3 was that 2 that was just made less than 20 seconds ago. Sirocco, right corner 3. In the air still, Mitchell on the rebound. Mitchell, fade away shot 2, rims it out again, Sirocco on the rebound. And we'll have a jump ball called. And Deshaun Wilson will be into the game for Mateus, as Alan Piccolo trying to get an answer and not allow Oxford the second and third chance opportunities. Inbounding is Caden Mitchell. Mitchell holding the ball with his right hand, palming it through. Miscommunication, and then the finish by Salgado. And we're tied at 30, the first tie in this game. Hicks finds the window, and good. Calvin Hicks with 10 points, and it breaks the tie. And a steal by Hicks, past half, off the window again, good. Make it 12 for Calvin Hicks. And the lead is 4 for Oxford. Hicks able to get the steal. What a play by the senior. I'm telling you, his hustle cannot be questioned. Calvin Hicks, number 2. And that's the one thing that Alan Piccolo said, as it looks like it might have been out of bounds by Tripp. As we'll have substitutions by Oxford. Mashad, and it looks like Bros will be in. And out one of them is Salgado, but back to Hicks, number 2 for Wilby. He is a passionate player. Now Piccolo said one of the most passionate players that he's known, just has to learn how to control it. But when he can, he's a special player. As a foul has been called on Wilby, and that's going to be on the double ones. That's Tripp. That's now his first, and it doesn't matter. Double bonus time. 2 free throws coming for Oxford. And Mashad will be attempting 2 free throws here. Mashad's first free throw, no good. And I don't think they know that it was a double bonus shot. Did not make the first free throw, so there's a little bit of miscommunication going on. There's 10 team fouls. When you have 10 team fouls, you shoot 2 free throws automatically. So again, second time, there's been lack of, I don't know if lack of knowing how many team fouls, the double bonus or such, but hey, everyone has a brain fart every once in a while. But first free throw missed by Mashad. Second free throw is also missed. And now we'll be pushing through with Tripp on the left side. Tripp looking for Wilson, has him at the top. Wilson to Hicks. Hicks inside. Hicks to an open Tripp. Left wing 3, bang, by Jeremiah Tripp. He has 6. And he needs to get going, does Tripp. The lead is only 7. If Tripp does not get going, they need somebody, and that's Wilby I'm talking about. They need somebody to step up. Mitchell, right wing. Sirocco. Sirocco, give and go to Mashad, and he's fouled. Blocking foul. Deshaun Wilson, his second. And 2 more free throws coming for Mashad. First free throw, no good again. And Oxford has missed not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 free throws. Andres Urena is in, Calvin Hicks is out. So Wilby has Tripp, Urena, Wilson, Parker, and Cruz. Oxford has Gurick, also Mitchell. Michaud shooting the free throw. Sirocco, free throw is good. Oxford has only made 3 free throws in this second quarter. Mateus is in, and Justin Parker is out. You also have, for Oxford, number 5, Brose as well. Cruz, left corner 3, back to Urena. Urena on the left wing, Tripp on the right wing. Mateus in the right low post. Under a minute to play in this first half. 37-31 Wilby. Over Oxford, shot missed by Urena. Keller able to keep it alive, and it looks like it hit Brose in the face. So because of that, it stays with Wilby. .3 remaining in this first half. And Tripp basically gave it right to Caden Mitchell. And then Mitchell on the interception from Tripp. Tripp goes in hard, and he's fouled. Tripp not giving up after he gave the ball to Mitchell, and he's able to get himself at the charity stripe for 2 free throws. A heads-up play by Tripp, knowing that, hey, if I'm going to give you the ball, let me at least try to get it back and make up for what I just did. First free throw, good. 7 points for Tripp. Can he make it 8 and make the lead an 8-point lead for Wilby? Yes, he can. 43 seconds remaining in this first half. 8-point lead for Wilby. Michaud, top of the key, guarded by Urena. Tripp trying to steal it away. Ball is loose. Last touch by Wilby. As Keller will be in for Brose. And Salgado will also be in. We'll see for who. And it looks like it'll be on Gurecki. Inbounding will be Caden Mitchell. Matt D'Amico has to at least be pleased that an Oxford team that's not really shot the ball well is staying in this game. A 2-9 Oxford team versus a 4-5 Wilby team. Chris Saunders, the voice you hear, and Tony on the camera. Caden Mitchell, left low post in the paint, right hand, soft touch, good by the quarterback for the Oxford Wolverines, showing the soft touch. Down to 16 in this first half. Cruz to Mateus. Mateus gives it right to Caden Mitchell. The turnover for Wilby. Can Oxford, with 7 seconds, cut this deficit before half? Mitchell looking at the time, down to 4. Makes the pass to Keller, down to 2. Now Mitchell, before the buzzer, it's short. Mitchell not being able to get that 3 before the end of the first half, so the lead stays 6 for the Wilby Wildcats. We'll be back in about less than 2 minutes of halftime to go over points and all the other stats needed between Oxford and Wilby. Chris Arns alongside Tony on the camera. We'll be back in just a moment right here on DET Sports Media Production. Halftime between Wilby and Oxford. Oxford 2-9, Wilby 4-5. A lot of scoring thus far between both these sides. Scoring totals, Wilby with the team leading, or rather is the team leading, 39-33. You have Hicks with 12. You have 11 from Cruz, and then you have 8 from Tripp. Hicks is perfect from field goal. He is 5 of 5, and I forgot to write that in my book. I don't know how I could ever forget that, especially when he's been so good from the field goal range. Cruz 4 of 8. And from the three-point line, he's 3 of 7, which says a whole lot about what he's been doing from the three-point line. And then for Oxford, you have a situation where it's sort of spread out in some ways. You got, 10 from Mucciarino, 7 from Mitchell, 7 from Salgado, and then it's kind of spread out from there on out. Now, first and second quarter totals, first quarter 15, second quarter 18 for Oxford. Wilby 23 and 16 as far as the separation of quarters. The free throw percentages, or free throw line, I should say, will be 6 of 10, Oxford 5 of 10. So a lot to be made of as far as, both these teams trying to get themselves in the proper position. It's been difficult, as both sides have shown, where Wilby turning over the ball a lot in the second quarter, and then you had a situation where Oxford was turning the ball right back in the first quarter. So they kind of changed jerseys, I guess, from the first quarter to the second quarter. They really didn't, but you get what I'm trying to say. But anyway, and how can I forget Chris Saunders, the voice you hear, and also Tony on the camera doing a fine job for this NVL boys matchup right here on DET Sports Media Production. And both these teams finishing off their warm-ups. Wilby in their home white with green trim on the sides, and Oxford in their away, I would say dark blue, gray, however you would like to classify it as, with white trim on the sides. And we'll see exactly who is going to come out for both these teams to begin the third quarter. As Alan Piccolo and Matt D'Amico going over the last adjustments needed before the beginning of this third quarter. Now, Wilby is only 4 wins away from getting to the CIAC playoff in Division 4. Oxford, on the other hand, they need a lot of help as far as just getting to 8 wins. Now, it's very possible that they could. I mean, some of the teams they have, St. Paul, Derby, Woodland, and Sonia Seymour, I mean, there's a lot of potential there. But tough teams. I mean, Watertown right now is leading Kennedy at half, and Watertown is only 1 win away if they win tonight from making the CIAC playoff. Now, we'll be the first team to step on the court, and it looks like the same starting 5 as what began the game will be on the court here. Although I only count 4, so who am I missing? Looks like Hicks is the last one. It appears that he's getting his right, I was about to say his right wrist, and it is taped up just a tad. And Oxford will have Mitchell along with Keller, Salgado, Mucharino, and Michaud. Same starting 5 that began the game for them in this first quarter. Mateus to Tripp. 3 from the left wing. No good. Hicks able to get it for the Wilby Wildcats. Fadeaway shot. No good, his first miss. And Mucharino will have it for the Oxford Wolverines. So missed chance by both Tripp and Hicks. And Hicks's first missed shot in this game. Mucharino been perfect from the field goal. Keller fadeaway right hook shot. No good. Keller stays with 2 points. There's Tripp bringing it up. Tripp using his left hand to wave to Raekwon James, who didn't play very much of the second quarter because he has 2 personal fouls. Each team erases the team fouls, so they start off with 0. Raekwon James, right wing, back to Tripp. Tripp with a nice move, right low post, give and go to Mateus, off the window, it's good. Mateus gets on the board, and in my book, first 2 points for the senior, Jonathan Mateus. And the lead, 41-33 in this third quarter, under 7 to play. Michaud to Caden Mitchell. Mitchell can't make it, and there's Mateus. And on a pass, Mateus almost like a safety being able to kind of catch the pass or even from the quarterback as Hicks trying to do a no-look, a little bit too much from Hicks. And that can't make Alan Piccolo happy. Mucharino off the window, good, and count it. Possible 3-point play for Mucharino. And the foul will be on Tripp. That's his second. Team's first. That makes 5 players for Wilby with 5 team fouls. As Keller is out. Michaud now going to a different position. And also in Sirocco. Possible 3-point play for Mucharino. It's good. Quite a player. As now Oxford 6 of 11 from the free throw line. Hicks trying to make up for that turnover and gets the 2. Nice soft touch from Calvin Hicks. And the lead is only 13 for Wilby. Correction, 7. Can't do math. Mucharino won't be able to finish in the left low post. And Tripp trying to make the pass, but there's Salgado. And then Salgado with Tripp fighting for it. Salgado just able to get it through. Oxford pushing through. Right low post. Count it. Once again, second consecutive and 1 play for Oxford. Mateus, his second, team second. Sirocco puts it up and good. The lead for Wilby is slowly to shrink as Hicks trying to make the pass. And it looks like a foul has been called by Oxford. Foul will be on Mashad. That's his third. Team's first here in the third quarter. Tripp will be inbounding. Has Mateus, Hicks, Parker, and Raekwon James. 5:51 remaining in the third quarter. 43-39. Will be ahead of Oxford. Four-point lead is Wilby, as looks like one of the Zebras is going over to the scoring table and asking maybe how much the personal fouls were for one of the players. If they're asking for Mashad, I have him down for 3. Tripp inbounding. Tripp looks, still looks, has to get in quickly, able to contort his body to Parker, but Parker can't finish, and there's Sirocco on the rebound. And a free ball. Good defense by Wilby. Parker will finish. And somehow, some way, the defense of Wilby has shown in spurts. But again, the consistency quarter by quarter has not been there for the Wildcats. Machad, Calvin Hicks, 3 by Mitchell. It's short. And right back to Mateus. Salgado tried to keep it alive, but gave it right to Wilby. Raekwon James wants to go coast to coast and can't finish himself. James still with only 1 point in this game. Mashad. Sirocco, 3, top. A little bit short. Tripp on the defensive rebound. Horizontal pass to Hicks. Hicks to Mateus. 1 dribble, goes in the right low post. Can't finish. It's a free ball. Hicks able to keep it alive. 1 dribble for Tripp. 3, top. No good. Mucharino on the rebound. Both of Tripp's shots in this third quarter have been from the 3-point line. Caden Mitchell, Mateus able to hit it out, but it looks like a foul has been called. That's going to be on Mateus. That's his third, team's third. Now Piccolo just scratching his head. As Mashad will be out, William Bruce will be in, number 3, or correction, number 5. He's played in every quarter thus far, first, second, and third. So you have Bruce, Mucharino, Sirocco, Salgado, and Caden Mitchell. As Oxford goes left to right, will be right to left. Mitchell still waiting, finds Mucharino. And Mateus is there to intercept it for Wilby. Hicks, left wing. Hicks makes the pass. They'll say last touched by Hicks. And a timeout called by Oxford. Their first one in the third quarter. 4:33 remaining in said quarter. 45-39. 6-point lead for Wilby. On the court for Wilby, Mateus, Parker, James, Tripp, and Hicks. And you have for Oxford, Mucharino, Sirocco, Caden Mitchell, as well as Bros and Salgado. Salgado pass 3/4 of the court. Has Bros on the right side. Tripp stretching out his right arm. Back to Caden Mitchell just inside the 3-point line. Catch and shoot, and made by Sirocco. Tony, Sirocco, Mucharino give this Oxford team a lot of height, something that is not very prevalent in the NVL. Tripp to Raekwon James. 4-point lead for Wilby. Calvin Hicks. Looks like he may have gotten away with a carry. And they'll say off the foot of Oxford, so it stays with Wilby with 4:04 remaining in the third quarter. Inbounding is Tripp. Tripp. Vertical pass to Hicks. Pulls up, catch and shoot three. It's short. Tripp tried to jump up at the same time to put it through. Still is able to get the offensive rebound. It stays with Wilby. Raekwon James, Parker for three. And good by Justin Parker. 5 points for Parker in this third quarter. Make it 9 total for the junior wearing number 35. And it's back to a 7-point lead. Shot missed by Sirocco. And here come the Wildcats. Hicks, no-look pass, and count it. What a play. Hicks the assist, Parker with the finish. Telling you, Calvin Hicks, quite a player for the Wilby Wildcats. As well as a substitution coming in. Cruz is in, Raekwon James is out. But Hicks has such a vision. You can't question the passion, but the vision that he has, he knew he didn't have a high percentage shot, so he dunked it off to Parker, who misses the free throw. In the air, though, Mateus for Wilby. Mateus shake and finishes. That's what you have to do. Well taught. Mateus with 4. The failure by Oxford to box out gave Wilby the extra 2 points. Mateus looking for the steal. Mucciarino able to keep it alive for Oxford. And the foul will be called on Wilby.
Foul does number 2, Calvin Hicks.
It's going to be on 2. That's Hicks. That's his third. That gives Mateus and Hicks each 3 personal fouls. Team's 4th. Caden Mitchell to Mucciarino. Can't finish. Ball is free. Sirocco dribbles. Fade away. No good. 2 free throws coming, however, for Sirocco.
Foul does number 23, Jonathan Mateus. That's his 4th.
That's Mateus' 4th. Team's 5th. Mateus fell into foul trouble against Crosby. He had exactly 4 personal fouls going into that 4th quarter. First free throw was made. But right now, Mateus with 4 personal fouls in the third. He is out. Wilson is back in. Sirocco's second free throw made the first. Does not make the second. First free throw missed by Oxford in this third quarter. Cruz. Hicks. Hicks makes a cut, goes up, and count it. Hicks, what a play. Had the patience to be able to go up and finish the shot, and then was fouled at the same time. This Wilby team, when you combine Hicks, Tripp, Mateus, the height of Mateus, and Parker, I mean, they are a dangerous team. It's just all about consistency. And the foul is on Michaud now. That's his 4th. Team 2nd. Hicks looking for a 3-point play here. Shot goes up and good by Calvin Hicks. First free throw made by Wilby in this third quarter. 55-42. The game slowly getting away from Oxford. They have to score quickly, otherwise Wilby will put this game away. Hicks able to make the contested shot, but right over to Salgado. Back to Keller, it's good. That's what I'm talking about, the inconsistencies with Wilby, not being able to put the team away, as you can tell right now. Only an 11-point lead. 3 by Cruz. High shot in the air, Tripp fighting for it, and is able to somehow come away with it for Wilby. And gives it to Hicks. But somehow, as it looks like I'm going to call an over the back. Actually, no, they're just going to say that it's Oxford's ball. Did not see exactly why. Looks like Alan Piccolo is telling one of his players, you got to be strong with that ball. Once again, Cruz shooting nothing but threes in this game. Keller with a bump, and they're going to call a block. Or actually, no, they're going to say, I don't know about that. Deshaun Wilson took a big-time hit. That's his 3rd, team 6th. And he's a big man, a strong kid. But Keller took the left elbow right to Wilson. And they call that on Wilson. I am surprised. Blocking foul on Wilson, as I said, his 3rd, team 6th. I don't know about that one. First free throw. Good by Keller. just by the elbow from Keller. You could have called that an offensive foul, but either way, stays with Oxford. Second free throw, no good. Cruz trying to get by the 2-2-1 of Oxford, and Wilby does. Cruz, right corner three. Good by Giovanni Cruz. Don't leave Cruz wide open. That's all he does. Shoot threes, and he'll make it half the time. 58-45. 13-point lead for Wilby. And we'll have a reach-in foul on Parker. Now that's his third, team seventh. And we'll be in a 1-and-1 situation.
Foul starts on 35. That's the Parker. His third. Team 6.
And it looks like the scoring table is signaling over to Oxford. It is a 1-and-1. And the Zebras have not picked it up yet, and now they do. So a 1-and-1 option for Oxford here. And the fouls are starting to pick up for the Wildcats. You have 3 by Hicks, 2 by James, 4 by Mateus, 3 by Parker, 3 by Wilson. Sirocco at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. He makes the first, he'll be granted a second. Free throw goes up and good. Oxford has made 5 of 7 from the free throw line. And I gave a little bit of a jinx. That missed free throw keeps it. However, with Wilby pushing through. And a block by Sirocco. Hicks tried to throw it up, and Sirocco said, not in here. But it stays with Wilby, and Hicks kind of just laughing. I don't know if he's laughing at Sirocco, probably just like, oh, hey, you know what, you blocked it, whatever. So be it. We still have the ball, and we have the lead. Although it's only by 12. Trip inbounding. Vertical pass to Urena, who's into the game for the Wildcats. Urena wearing number 3. Has Hicks. And we'll have a travel by the young sophomore in Cruz. Three by Sirocco, no good. Salgado putting it up and swirls it in. 9 points for Salgado. Only a 10-point lead now for Wilby. With 1:16 remaining in the third quarter. A tight game. Cruz, right corner, 3 contested. And it looks like Caden Mitchell got a piece of it. As Mitchell is saying right to Cruz, you're not going to be shooting many threes while I'm on that right side. Tripp inbounding. Tripp stretching the ball high above his head. Tripp will make the pass to Cruz. Cruz with the pink shoes. Gives it to Hicks. Hicks putting up left hand off the glass. Good by Hicks. Calvin Hicks having a day. And now back to a 12-point lead for Wilby. Mucciarino. And they're going to count it. Once again, I'm questioning that. I don't say much, but I don't know. I think Tripp was set up in the right position. I'm surprised that was not an offensive foul. But the foul being on Tripp, now that's his third. They have him down for 4. I have 3. But they're saying 4, so we'll give him 4. Free throw is made. And now Raekwon James coming in for Tripp. And the foul's starting to pile up. We still have an entire fourth quarter to play. This is going to be a tight game, I think, because now Wilby can't foul much, especially when you have Mateus, Tripp, a lot of their big-time players on the bench right now. And even the guys playing and currently on the court have their own foul problems with 2, if not 3. Calvin Hicks may have to carry this team with Tripp on the bench. Raekwon James for 3. It's high, no good. The 3 by Raekwon James is no good. And the pass, they'll say Mucciarino. Nice play by Mucciarino. The ball was still in play in the air. He was able to hit it off of Raekwon James. Mucciarino having the high basketball IQ to understand when to do that. .30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Chris Saunders, voice you here. Tony on the camera. Mucciarino on the right corner. Still looking. Try to get to Sirocco, finds Keller. Keller back to Sirocco. Sirocco, ball is loose. Picked up by Mucciarino. Mucciarino slams it. What a slam by Pat Mucciarino. Didn't even have to jump. It looked like a Michael Jordan glide. Urena inside, trying to make the pass, almost had it taken away. Back to Raekwon James, down to 1. Will they get the shot off? And they won't. So we're through 3. The Mucciarino dunk cuts the deficit. It's only a 7-point lead for Wilby as we enter the fourth quarter here from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, Chris Arns alongside Tony on the camera. An exciting game thus far between a 2-9 Oxford team and a 4-5 Wilby Wildcats. A dunk by Mucciarino to end the third quarter has cut the deficit only to 7, as it's 60-53. Wilby ahead of Oxford, but I have to tell you, Matt DiMico must be pleased. This Oxford team is leaving everything they have on the court, and they're in a prime position because the foul trouble for Wilby is prevalent. Sirocco fading away. Good by Tanner Sirocco. Give him now 14 in the game. Hicks. Vertical pass to James, and they'll call a foul on Caden Mitchell. That'll be his second. Team's third. Inbounding Raekwon James back to Hicks. Hicks will give it right to Mucciarino. Oxford pushing through. Salgado spinning, ball is loose. There's Hicks on the right side, missed by Salgado. Hicks trying to go coast to coast, throws it up. Uncontested, however, and it's a missed back shot by Hicks. And Oxford swinging around the three-point line. Sirocco for 3. Swish, and it's good. The momentum is shifted. The deficit is now only 2 for Oxford. A 5-0 run here in the fourth quarter by the Wolverines. Raekwon James to Calvin Hicks. Hicks to Cruz. Cruz just holding. Cruz, horizontal pass back to Hicks. Hicks, Cruz on the right side. 3, high. Rims in and out, no good. Free ball still. Mateus able to get the rebound. Mateus to Parker, off the glass. He can't finish. Mucciarino on the defensive rebound. So misses by Parker and Mateus. Oxford, can they tie it? Yes, they can. Caden Mitchell has tied it up for the Oxford Wolverines. And it's good. We'll have a 2 by Justin Parker and a timeout call by the Wildcats. 6:24 remaining in this fourth quarter, 62-60. Wilby ahead of Oxford. Wilby to step on the court first. Oxford down by 2. As Justin Parker made a 2 in the left low post right before. A timeout call by Wilby. Still in foul trouble are the Wildcats. Salgado on the right wing. Has Sirocco. Trying to make the pass to Mucciarino, and they turn it over. Tripp, who's into the game, goes in and is fouled. And tumbles a couple times and gets right back up. And he looks like he's coming up just a tad bit gimpy. Foul is on Sirocco. That's his first, team's fourth. And if you want a player to be the one that is committing the foul, Sirocco, that's only his first. Mucciarino already has 2. Caden Mitchell with 2. Cannot afford any foul trouble. Oxford's in that perfect situation. 2 free throws for Tripp. Free throw was missed by Tripp. Raekwon James saying something to Hicks to get the shooter just in case. Second free throw is good. 1 of 2 is Tripp. Back to a 3-point lead for Oxford. Salgado bringing it up, the point guard here. Give it back to Sirocco. To Mitchell. Inside, Mucciarino. No good, fighting for the ball right to the hands of Parker. And Mucciarino has not missed much. But when he has, it's been in that left low post. And we'll have a foul called on Oxford again. Foul will be on Mitchell. That's his third, team's 5th. They have him down for 4, so we'll give him 4. I had 3, but they're saying 4. So Mashad's back in. He already has 4 personal fouls as well. Tripp, vertical pass to Raekwon James. James to Tripp in the left wing. James goes back to the top of the arc. Dribbles a couple times, back to Hicks. Hicks, crossover move. Horizontal pass to Tripp. Tripp inside. Back to James. James to Hicks, working through, moving the ball, and making the 3 is Calvin Hicks. 22 points for the young senior Calvin Hicks. And the 6-point lead for Wilby. Keller dribbles once, goes in, and is fouled. 2 free throws coming for Keller. That's on Raekwon James, his third. First free throw missed by Keller. He has 5 in the game. Oxford was 11 of 19 through 3 quarters. Second free throw is up and good. 12 free throws have been made by Oxford. The lead is only 5 for Wilby. Horizontal pass. Tripp back to Hicks. Hicks looks like it was touched by Oxford as Raekwon James gave a little bit of a left bump to Keller as Keller collided with one of the players from Wilby. On the bench. Stays with the Wildcats. Hicks wearing number 2. Tripp, left wing 3, no good. And there's Salgado right there, but then Hicks is able to take it away from Oxford. Hicks, left side, and a foul called, and if that's on Mashad, he is fouled out. Wait for the fingers. That's on 3, he's gone. Mashad ends his night with 3 points. Hicks at the charity stripe for 2 free throws. Already used 22 points. Big free throws here by Hicks. Makes the first. 9 of 15 is Wilby, looking for 10 of 16 here. Second free throw. No good. Well, the ball is what was on the ground, they'll say, however, last touched by Wilby. So Oxford will have the ball here. 4:48 remaining in this game. Salgado on the right wing. Has Keller on the left. Good hard pass to Sirocco. Sirocco inside. Mucciarino cuts and then loses the ball. They don't call a travel. And trip to Hicks. And Sirocco almost blocked it, but they call a foul, so let's count it. Possible and one play for the player of the game, Calvin Hicks. And it looks like Tripp, who fell at the same time, is holding his nose as one of the trainers is going over to check on Jeremiah Tripp, the junior. Deshaun Wilson will be in as Tripp is out. Calvin Hicks at the charity stripe. And it looks like Tripp is holding his nose. Hicks bends the knees. Shot goes up and good. Wilby has been much better from the free throw line here than they were in the third quarter. And actually been to the line more. Mucciarino, left low post. Good by Mucciarino. 20 points in the game for number 4, Pat Mucciarino. And the lead is only 7 as Hicks going up loses the ball, but nobody touched it but Hicks. So Oxford back on the possession here. The clock stops at 4:12. 70-63. Wilby ahead of Oxford. Inbounding is Salgado to Sirocco. Salgado slowly bringing it up. Sirocco to Mitchell in the left corner. Still with Caden Mitchell. Mitchell went right, now back outside. Will look to bend to Brose. Now Salgado again. Salgado with Mucciarino calling for it. Close by is Wilson. And a whistle blown and a timeout called by Oxford. 3:50 remaining in the game. 70-63, Wilby ahead of Oxford. On the court for Wilby, Wilson, Raekwon James, Cruz, Hicks, and Parker. And Oxford will have here, this will be on the offensive side, Mitchell, Salgado, Sirocco, Brose, and Mucciarino. Inbounding is Mitchell, wearing number 0 for Oxford. Salgado on the right wing to Sirocco. Now to Brose, back to Sirocco for 3, and it's good by Sirocco. Second 3 made in this fourth quarter. Third 3 made in the game. He's 3 of 4 from the three-point line. And now that cuts to only a 4-point lead with the ball loose. Hicks on top, and it looks like a timeout was called quickly by Wilby. The clock stops at 3:30, and now the chess match begins between Oxford and Wilby.
30-second timeout to the Wildcats.
Chris Arns alongside Tony on the camera. An exciting game between Oxford and Wilby. 3:30 remaining in this fourth quarter. Wilby will have Hicks, Raekwon James, Parker, Tripp, who's back in. Good to see him back after coming out with what looked like a nose injury, but hey, either way, he's back in this game, trying to get the win for Wilby. Also have Wilson, wearing number 13 in the right low post. James back to Tripp. Tripp decides to go himself, and off the glass, pretty. Nice play by Tripp. Has 3 in this third quarter. 11 in the game. 72-66. Every point matters for both these teams. Sirocco to Mitchell. Mitchell from the left elbow. It's good. Pretty shot from Caden Mitchell. And oh, did Oxford need that. They almost have to play tick for tack. They score, I score. They score, I score. That's what has to happen. In a game like this, every point matters. Raekwon James back to Hicks on the right side. Now to Tripp. 3. It's high, no good. Wilson on the rebound. Wilson looking to find somebody through. His two players from Oxford are colliding close to him. And now a jump ball has been called, or did they get the timeout in time? And Wilby did get the timeout, as Wilson had not one but two Oxford players closing in on him, and that could have very well have been a possession jump ball. But Wilby did get the timeout, so with 2:31 remaining in this game, it will be Wilby's ball, 72-68. A 4-point lead for Wilby, but they are clinging on to it here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. And if free throws do become, and could very well be the meaning of a win or loss here, Wilby 10 of 17, Oxford 12 of 21. Something to keep in mind as this game comes down to the wire. Tripp inbounding. Tripp has an open Cruz. Cruz decides not to pull the trigger on the 3. And as I say that, he does, but it's a short 3 in the air, and Sirocco looks like he hit it out, but a foul was not called. It stays with Wilby, so a big break for the Wildcats as Tripp will be inbounding. Wilby going right to left, Oxford left to right. Tripp inbounding, as I said, has Cruz. Cruz to Tripp, who palms the ball hard, finds the lane, and he goes in uncontested. Nice play by Tripp. Found a lane, committed to it, and was able to finish at the cup. The lead is now 6 for Wilby. 2:04 remaining in the game. Caden Mitchell to Salgado. Salgado to Mucherino. Mucherino able to keep the possession and is fouled hard by Wilson. That's his 4th, and it doesn't matter. Free throws will be coming for Mucherino. Now Piccolo telling his team to box out. First free throw is good. A little bit of luck right there. 13 of 22. Wilson is out, Mateus is in. Wilson with 4, Mateus with 4. Second free throw is good. Ice in his veins is Mucherino. 14 of 23. Back to a 4-point lead for Wilby. Hicks looking for the pass. It squirts away, but stays on the Wilby side as Tripp was there to be able to pick up the ball. Tripp, horizontal pass to Hicks. Hicks had an opening in Parker, but they'll say last touch by Oxford. Looks like one of the players was able to get his hand out. John Gorecki, wearing number 32, is in for Oxford. Closest by to Tripp, who's inbounding the ball for Wilby. Tripp finds Cruz. Cruz from the top of the key, uncontested. And it's no good. Mateus on the offensive rebound, able to hand it off to Tripp. And now Tripp is going to run around just a tad. 1:33 remaining in the game. Tripp to Cruz. Back to Hicks. Pulls for the 3 and gets the 3. Kelvin Hicks, you're having quite a night here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. The lead is 7 for Wilby. And now does Oxford start to shoot 3s or try to get quick 2s and then foul Wilby? 10 team fouls for Wilby, 8 for Oxford. Sirocco down to 105 to Mitchell in the left low post, trying to get it to Mucherino. Mitchell able to retain the ball for the Wolverines. Salgado with Tripp close. Salgado still with the possession, and then Hicks able to steal it away. Why am I not surprised? Hicks to Tripp. Tripp trying to get it to Hicks in the left low post. Mateus able to keep it alive somehow, but right to the hands of Mitchell. We're down to 40 in this game. Mitchell gets by the press. Salgado, three from the left corner. It's good! And a timeout called by Oxford. What a big time three by Salgado. 35.1 remaining in the game. The lead is back to only 4 for Wilby. One exciting game here at Wilby High School. This is coming down to the wire. Oxford will have on the court here Gurecki along with Sirocco, Salgado, Mucherino, and Caden Mitchell. Wilby will have Tripp, Hicks, Cruz, Parker, and Mateus. I would expect Oxford to foul quickly as they're in almost a full court press with only one player back. Mitchell almost had it intercepted, and a quick foul by Salgado. And Oxford almost had the interception. If they had a chance, if Caden Mitchell comes up with that ball, he had nothing but a wide open court. But instead, the clock stops at 30.3. Hicks has a chance to help this lead. One and one here. Hicks has to make this to be granted the second, and he makes it. 28 points for Hicks. Can he make it 29? Free throw is missed. Ball is loose, and it's Oxford's ball. 11 of 19 from the free throw line is Wilby. Salgado back to Sirocco. Now Mucherino off the window. It's good by Mucherino. And a quick foul I would expect by Oxford down to 16. They'll quickly foul Tripp. And the lead is only 3 for Wilby. And Oxford needs Tripp to miss both or at least one, and then they have to make a quick 3. Or they could go for 2 and then foul again.
32.
Foul is on 32 Gurecki. That's his first. Each team at 10 team fouls. 2 free throws coming for Tripp. Big free throws right here for Tripp. It's good. Raekwon James is back into the game. Cruz is out. Tripp dribbles 3 times. Puts it up. Good. The lead is 5 for Wilby. Down to 10. Salgado. Back to Gurecki. Now Salgado trying to make the pass down to 5. Mitchell to Sirocco. Has it tipped. It's in the air, and the game will end. Wilby escapes by the skin of their teeth. Final score, 80-75. Wilby defeats Oxford. But man, I have to tell you, what fight by both these teams. Oxford specifically, for a team that's 2-9, now 2-10, they left everything on the court, and they gave this Wilby team a lot to have to put up with. And if they can continue on playing like they did from the end of the first quarter all the way through, there's no reason why they can't at least come close to what they had last year, which was 7 wins. They finished last year 7-13. But that being said, Wilby comes away with the victory. Final score 80-75. For Tony, I'm Chris Saunders. So long, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night.